Ongoing violations of the rights of women in particular. The country has recorded a total of 7,107 sexual and gender-based cases, gender-based violence cases from September 2023 to date. Nairobi County recorded the highest number of SGBV cases, while Samburu and Mandera counties had the lowest incidence. There are 100 murders of women from August to November 2024. So far, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations has completed investigations on these, and the majority are pending before court. The Inspector General of Police has formed a specialized missing persons unit domiciled at the DCI Homicide Unit to deal with cases of femicide.
At the same time, AG Interior CS Musalia Mudavadi has said the government has successfully balanced the right to picket as enshrined in the Constitution and the need to maintain public order following the Gen Z demonstrations in June 2024. The CS said criminal elements infiltrated and disrupted the peaceful fabric of the nation, leading to loss of life and compromising public safety. Mudavadi at the same time defended the police, saying no unwarranted arrests or detentions were conduction by the police force.
The events surrounding the protests in mid-2024 remind us of the delicate balance between the right to peaceful assembly and the need to maintain public order. While it began as a lawful exercise of democratic rights, criminal elements infiltrated and disrupted the peaceful fabric of our nation. Though the majority of demonstrators sought to express their views lawfully, regrettably, criminal elements exploited the situation, leading to the tragic loss of life, a compromise of public safety, and the endangering of key national institutions, including Parliament and the Supreme Court. Our security services' response to the demonstrations aimed to restore peace and order. We deeply regret the loss of lives and injuries sustained during this period, both among civilians and security personnel. These losses are a solemn reminder of the collective need for vigilance and restraint. In the recent past, social media has been misused to perpetuate a narrative that certain lawful arrests were abductions, when in fact those arrested are either awaiting trial or have been released after the necessary legal procedures. Some of the people allegedly kidnapped were safely reunited with their families, for instance, the two Kitengela brothers and activists. All arrests will be conducted within the bounds of the law, and we remain committed to upholding the principles of justice and due process. Any officer found contravening these principles will be held accountable.
Moving on, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka has poked holes in President William Ruto's proposals to fix laws crucial to the 2027 State House race, in which he will seek re-election, even as critics question his reoccupation with power transition when the Electoral Commission is in limbo. Barely a month after tabling the government-sponsored Elections Amendment Bill 2024 that could end live streaming of presidential elections, President Ruto on Tuesday led his cabinet in proposing yet another law that would radically alter the transition of power in the next election. Take a look.
Haiwezekani baraza la mawaziri kufanya jambo ambalo wao wenyewe wanajua ni kinyume cha sheria. Mfano ndio huu, ati wanasema watapitisha sheria kwamba ambaye anakuwa rais aapishwe baada ya masaa 24, na katiba inasema ni lazima kuwe na kipindi cha miezi siku 14. Kwa mfano, kama kuna mtu mlalamisha anaenda kwa mahakama kuu, alafu akimaliziwa hiyo ndio yule ambaye amechaguliwa anaweza sasa kulingana na uamuzi wa mahakama anaapishwa kama rais wa jamhuri. Lakini wanataka ifanyike usiku. Hawataki tena mitandao kama vile wao mnafanya hapa na simu zenu. Mkipata matokeo hapa mnapeperusha mara moja kwa makao makuu. Juzi Amerikani wamefanya uchaguzi, hakukuwa na IBC inajulikana. Donald Trump amejua ameshinda siku ya pili, lakini hapa lazima wiki moja, wizi wa kura na mambo kama haya, kwamba hatuna tume ya kusimamia uchaguzi. Tangu kina Chebukati wang'atuke mamlakani, hatuna IBC commissioners. Sasa tunatoa onyo hapa tukiwa Embu kwamba mwaka ujao, before March, kama hakuna IBC, mimi mwenyewe nitakuwa mbele kuandamana Kenya hii, tuseme lazima kuwe na IBC.
Right, still in matters politics, the former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka also called on ODM members within the Azimio coalition to make a decision on whether they stand either in opposition or in government. Musyoka said the leaders have been manipulated to supporting the government, while at the same time saying they are still in opposition, a scenario that cannot be. Musyoka made the remarks while in Embu a day after former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua hinted at a possible alliance with Kalonzo Musyoka.
Wale wabunge waliopiga yes kwa ile finance bill, watoto wakatoka wakaandamana, wakaenda wakasema, nyinyi wabunge tokeni huku, nyinyi ni bure, umetekwa nyara na Ruto. Wao pia wajue kwamba uchaguzi ikija wameenda nyumbani. Ama mwasemaji? Kwa sababu wao na wale wa Azimio ambao tayari wameenda kulala kitanda kimoja na Ruto, wajue pia chuma chao pia kimotoni. Ama mwasemaji? Kwa hivyo nasema either you are in opposition or you are in government. We cannot have a midway situation. Wacha niongee kwa Kiingereza ndio wasikie. You are either in government or in opposition. Kwa hivyo wale tukianza Januari tunasema wale ambao wanajiita wa Azimio, wale walienda kule mawaziri ni sawa, na wengine wakichaguliwa nasikia Ruto anataka kuchukua wengine, waende kibinafsi, lakini Azimio itasimama. Hata kama Azimio mnaona haina maana, tukianza Januari pia ni lazima tuamue tuwe na muungano mpya wa kupeleka wao watu nyumbani.
Moving on, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, who also doubles up as the acting Interior Cabinet Secretary, on Thursday evening visited injured police officers. Earlier in the day, Mudavadi disclosed that 383 police officers have been killed in the line of duty in the last 6 years. Mudavadi noted that between January and December 17th of 2024, 55 officers lost their lives on duty. The Prime CS maintained that security officers are the unsung heroes of the nation, even as he expressed gratitude for their dedication. Mudavadi urged members of the public to partner with law enforcement agencies by reporting criminal activities and suspicious behavior.
But not internally.
We wish you well, Colin. Yeah. Thank you for holding out.
Alafu na hiyo National Police Service.
Still needs some wound care, but he's doing well. There's no other injuries.
Over 300 nurses in Kiambu County have downed their tools, demanding 3 months' payments that has been withheld by their employer without any valid reason, as well as addressing the poor working conditions. The strike has paralyzed health services across Kiambu's public hospitals. According to the angry nurses, many have omitted from the payroll in what they believe is a deliberate attempt to intimidate them. They accuse the Kiambu County Governor Kimani Wamatangi of undermining nurses for his personal interests.
Mimi nimeishi hapa na J127 imenisaidia, imenijengea nyumba, nimefurahia juu nilikuwa chini kabisa. Mzee wangu ako uhai.
Right, apologies for that. It was an early Christmas gift for a poverty-stricken family in Bahati, Nakuru, after well-wishers gifted them with a magnificent life upgrade. The family had been living under poor conditions in a very poorly ventilated one-room mud walled house. Their sorry state moved a kind heart J127 group who visited the family and promised to elevate their lives. Yasinta Wangari from Kiamaina Ward, together with her 9 children, benefited from a 3-bedroom house constructed by the J127 in support of Pastor Tony Wainaina and friends from the Dallas, USA, as the tune of $500,000. During the handover event, J127 chairperson Bishop Wilson Kabu commended the work done in a record time of just 4 weeks, saying it has provided a permanent habitation for the young lady. Bishop Kabu affirmed that this was the 5th building in the calendar of J127, saying many more similar projects are on the pipeline.
Mimi nimeishi hapa na J127 imenisaidia, imenijengea nyumba, nimefurahia juu nilikuwa chini kabisa. Mzee wangu ako uhai, lakini alienda akaniachia watoto wakiwa wadogo, akaniachia na watoto 9. Alienda akaniwacha, hata utumishi yake sionagi. Hii nyumba ilikuwa kidogo na kuna wase wengine walinihurumia, wakakuja pali walinitoa pali chini kabisa. Sasa nimeshukuru Pastor Tony nikuchukua mzigo wangu ukanijengea nyumba. Sasa saa hii nitaweza kulala na watoto wangu wakiwa nyumba ni kubwa na nimefurahi sana.
Tu mama tulimpata akiwa na shida kubwa sana. Wakati alikuwa na hii nyumba kwa hapa, hawana chakula, hawana nini. Ile shida ikawa kubwa. Na kikundi ambayo tuko nao, which is registered in Kenya, inaitwa J127. Tulipokuja tukakuta ile shida iko hapa, Mungu akawaguza na tukaja tukaona ni lazima tuwasaidie. Na si hawa tu, tumekuwa tukisaidia hata watoto wa shule. Right now tumekuwa tukilipia katika kikundi hii ya J127, that is James 1:27 in the Bible, ya kwamba tumesaidia watoto kama 34 ambao tunalipia shule from form 1 to form 4, wengine primary. Tunapeaga hawa mama wengi zaidi ambao ni wamewachwa na mwana zao chakula, hata kama leo tumewapa ya Christmas.
2 years ago we started this group just as a prayer group for widows, and we started supporting them slowly by giving them something small at the end of the month, because most of them are ailing and others their children has brought their grandchildren to their parents. Now we saw that it has been difficult even to pay the school fees.
Moving on, in a bid to reduce accidents on the roads, Traffic Commander Dr. Frederick Ochieng has stated that traffic officers will use speed guns and alcohol blow over the Christmas period to nab motorists who floor the laws. Speaking after a meeting with Eastern Region Traffic Commanders, Dr. Ochieng wanted motorists to follow the traffic regulations in order to minimize accidents. He stated that the officers are on the look out to ensure that Kenyans travel and arrive safely, noting that the traffic department, through the court uses initiative, will also liaise with the judiciary to ensure cases are dispensed of effectively. He also urged pedestrians to observe the traffic laws by crossing the road and designated areas.
So ile imefanya tuketi pamoja kuongea ni kuhakikisha kwamba ajali barabarani zipunguzwe na pia vifo ambazo zinatokea baada ya hizo ajali barabarani. Na ile tungependa kushauri wananchi, members of the public, na sana sana driver, ni kwamba wawe waangalifu barabarani wakati wanaendesha magari. Sana sana kuendesha magari kwa ile speed ambayo ina exceed the maximum speed limit. Kila barabara iko na speed limit zake zimewekwa, so kila mwendeshaji akiendesha barabara awe mwangalifu, na drivers sana sana waendeshaji wa gari wahakikishe kwamba wana avoid mambo ya reckless driving, na kula mtu kuhakikisha kwamba ako kwa lane yake wakati wote anaendesha magari. Na
moving on, Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru says that county government has initiated incentives programs to improve the welfare of health workers to avert looming strike. Kirinyaga County Governor Anne Waiguru has revealed that her administration has embraced incentive program to improve the welfare of health workers. Speaking during her state of county address at Kirinyaga County Assembly in Kerugoya town, Waiguru says that Kirinyaga has not been affected by the ongoing doctor strike. She says the government has improved the welfare of doctors and other health workers by giving them incentives and improved their welfare, as well as giving them necessary medical equipment in all hospitals.
At this point in time, we are very grateful in Kirinyaga County that we do not have a situation with our medics, and mostly because of our structure is slightly different. However, as you have heard, we are increasing the number of medical practitioners working in the county because of our increased level of facilities. We have instituted the FIF to enable our facilities to work better and perform, providing additional human resource capacity, and also ensuring that they have the equipment and the medical supplies that they require to function. We're also working very hard to work up an incentive program which will be able to incentivize our healthcare workers so that we can be able to retain the best human resource possible within our health facilities.
This was very, very well organized. It has touched many areas of importance and significance for the people of Kirinyaga County. It was very, very important for the governor to do that, not only because it is a legal requirement, but because it is always important to let the people that you are leading know the milestones that you have taken in terms of leadership. Today, we have touched areas or we have been informed about the progress that has been made in the areas of agriculture, agriculture value addition, road and road maintenance, and so many other areas, including school and health facilities. And therefore, in my opinion, the speech was very well balanced, it was timely, and it is very, very important. Now, the governor has given the people of Kirinyaga a chance to gauge her and also to question her, and also to be able to have their input aired, so that she can improve where she has not maybe done better according to them, and she can also keep up where she has been doing well. And I think it was a very, very good speech. Very good.
Right, welcome back. Let's take a look on what's making headlines on the dailies today. And today, this particular morning, I'm having the Star newspaper, the Standard newspaper, and the Daily Nation, dated the 20th of December 2024. Right, let's take a look on what's making headlines on the Star newspaper. On the Star newspapers, what's making headlines is it's a headline given, and it says, "Why Gen Z are star persons of the year." Continues to say, on June 18, 2024, Nairobi witnessed a historic uprising led by Generation Gen Z, the Finance Bill 2024. In a leaderless movement fueled by social media, young Kenyans united across across the nation, Young Kenyans United across the nation and regional alliance demanding accountability from their government. Despite police resistance, they showcased a remarkable resilience, forcing President Ruto to reconsider his policies and dismiss several officials. This peaceful protest redefined patriotism as Gen Z mobilized with smartphones and solidarity rather than weapons. The actions not only challenged the status quo, but also ignited hope for more transparent and equitable Kenya, earning them the title of the Stars Persons of the Year. Of course, that particular story, you can get it on page 2, 4, 7, 9, 10, 16, and 22 of the Star newspaper. And you'll remember this movement, the Gen Z movement, that went on for like 1 or 2 months, if I'm not wrong, and we've seen changes since the Gen Z movement started, including the reshuffle of the cabinet and the dissolution. First, it started with the dissolution of the cabinet, and now the reshuffle and the reassigning of the new cabinet. Right, let's take a look on what's making headlines on the Standard newspaper dated 20th of December 2024. And Uhuru wins big in Ruto's cabinet. Exactly 10 days after President Ruto met his predecessor in Ishaweri, former President Uhuru Kenyatta reaped big when 4 of his allies sprang back to government, bagging 3 cabinet slots: agriculture, trade, and ICT, as well as the chairperson, the chairmanship of KRA, in changes that saw Kipchumba Murkomen land a crucial interior docket. All right, let's take a look on the new nominations that were made yesterday in the cabinet. We have Mutahi Kagwe, who has been nominated CS Agriculture and Livestock Development. You can remember Mutahi Kagwe was actually the CS for Health during the Corona period in the regime of President Uhuru Kenyatta. Like Nyanjui has been nominated CS Investments, Trade and Industry. William Kabogo has been nominated the CS of Information and Digital Economy. And you can remember, William Kabogo was actually the governor for Kiambu since March 2013 to 2017, during, of course, the regime of former President Uhuru Kenyatta. Derito Muriithi, chairperson of, has been nominated as the Kenya Revenue Authority chairman. Kembi Gitura has been nominated as the chairman of KU, that is Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital. Gertrude Angote has been nominated as the High Commissioner of Zimbabwe. And the new reassigned, or rather the CS who are there and has been reassigned new roles include Kipchumba Murkomen, who was the CS for Sports and Youth Affairs, now is the CS of Interior, right? Salem Boria is now the CS for Youth Affairs and Sports. Right, out and a soft landing, Margaret Ndongo, from CS ICT to High Commissioner to Ghana. Of course, Andrew Karanja from Agriculture CS to Ambassador to Brazil. Ababu Namwamba, former Youth Affairs and CS, former Youth Affairs CS, beg your pardon, has been appointed permanent representative of UNEP and UNON. Moving on, we have another headline making headline in the Standard newspaper, and it says, make a break for Ruto varsity funding model. The court will today either break the breadth life of higher education funding plan when it delivers its verdict set to affect thousands of students. Of course, that particular story is set for today, and we shall be keeping tabs with that particular story, and we'll be bringing you in our subsequent bulletins. Of course, that particular story, you can get it on page 6 and 7 of the Standard newspaper dated the 20th of December 2024. Right, moving on to the Daily Nation newspaper. Uhuru men bounce back. Of course, that same headline as the Standard says, just days after the meeting in Gatundu, after their meeting in Gatundu, President William Ruto yesterday nominated Mutahi Kagwe and Lee Kinyanjui, allies of the predecessor Uhuru Kenyatta, into his cabinet in changes that so trusted insider Kipchumba Murkomen elevated to the powerful position of Interior CS. Former Kiambu Governor William Kabogo also made a surprise comeback in the reshuffle that saw 2 ministers demoted to ambassadors. Of course, that particular story, you can get it on page 6 and 7 of the Daily Nation newspaper dated today. Of course, the pictures and the new dockets assigned are there at the Daily Nation. You can see the picture of William Kabogo, digital, who is now the digital, rather, who is the nominee of the digital economy CS, and Mr. Kipchumba Murkomen, who's also the sports, and who was sports, now Interior CS, Salim Mvurya, who was in investments and trade, and now to sports CS, Dr. Margaret Ndongo, ICT CS, now to High Commissioner to Ghana, Dr. Andrew Karanja, Agriculture CS, was Agriculture CS, now Ambassador to Brazil. Mr. Babu Namwamba is now permanent representative to UNEP. Ms. Gertrude Angote, UNEP, from UNEP to High Commissioner Zimbabwe. Mr. Anthony Mwaura, KRA Chair to KERA Chairperson. Mr. Nderito Muriithi named new KRA Chairperson, and Mr. Kembi Gitura named the KU Teaching and Referral Chairperson. Of course, Mutahi Kagwe also Agriculture and Livestock Department CS nominee, and Mr. Lee Kinyanjui, Investments, Trade and Industry CS nominee. Right, moving on to what's making headlines of the Daily Nation. Why KCSE exam results will delay? A huge candidature analysis to weed out examination cheats, a new anonymized system, and caution to avoid mix-up are among the reason candidates who sat for the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education examination will wait longer before getting their results. The Nation can reveal. Of course, that particular story, you can get it on page 4 of the Daily Nation. Moving on, workers get tax relief on housing levy shift deduction. Currently, even after these statutory contributions are deducted from the gross salaries to employees, KRA will subject them to pay as you earn, increasing the tax liability for workers. Right? That's what's making headlines of the dailies today. You're now up to date in matters news. In matters news governing this nation, in matters governance of this nation. I beg your pardon. Now we're taking a very short commercial break. When we come back, we are having what has been trending this week in matters entertainment. Don't miss that. Also later on, I shall be having a conversation with models, just trying to make sense of the modeling industry as at now. You also don't want to miss that conversation. We're taking a very short commercial break. When you come back, much more ahead.